Hi everyone and welcome back to Small MotoGP 19 here on this channel. This is part number 7 of my career walkthrough. Now in today's episode we head off to Spain in this Moto3 season and we go to Relive. Fantastic circuit. Plus we've already raced around the circuit in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, so hopefully that will work in our favour. So let's get straight into the practice session, set up the bike and hopefully have a decent qualifying. So here we go. Right, let's just do this development test. We need the points anyway so we can spend it on the bike before the next round. But I'm not enjoying these practice sessions so far. I just can't seem to match the times that the other riders are doing. I mean, the fastest time set so far is a 1:59.4 and the fastest I've hit is over 2 minutes and 1 second. I think I'm about a second and a half of the pace. I just find it so hard to stay on the bike every time I try and push it. So it's going to be a very challenging qualifying if the conditions don't improve. And wet and rainy conditions on this game are very, very difficult. Right, let's see if we can at least do this development test. I mean, the time threshold is 2 minutes and 1.9, so we should be able to achieve that. But look at that! It spins up, the bike wheelies up, and normally this bike doesn't have a lot of power, but in these conditions it's just really struggling just to accelerate around the turns. And we're just struggling, but I'm hoping when we get to the race that the conditions do improve. And this is the most difficult qualifying I've done so far, and again just struggling around that turn. And I'm having to brake so much earlier for the corners as well, just so I can just take a nice line. And we're just 0.2 off the fastest time set so far, so that is positive, but it's the third sector that I seem to lose the most time on. It's not too bad around that corner. Just try and get a bit tighter around here. Right onto the curb, be careful, don't slide off. We've already come off there once already. I think I've crashed about 8 times so far in these practice sessions. That's quite a lot. These conditions are a lot harder than previous MotoGP games, I think. And we're already second off the time already, so let's just try and get the inside of that rider. It's going to slow us down, and that wasn't too bad through there. Right, carry the speed. Could have got a lot faster through here. Now the final corner is my nemesis. I cannot take this final corner. This is where I keep crashing, and I've got into there really deep. Oh, that wasn't too bad, just managed to do it, but this is not going to be a great time. And it should be enough for this development test. Oh, only just. So there you go, that is the development test out of the way. And I think I'm just going to move into the qualifying session. We're going to have to go in Q1 because we haven't got a fast enough time for Q2. But if we can get a half decent time, and hopefully the conditions improve, you never know, we might be able to find some pace, but at this moment in time I don't know where it's going to come from. Anyway, let's get straight into it, so here we go. Right, so here we are in Q1 and I've got to go out and set a decent lap. Now the conditions haven't improved, but I'm hoping I can set a half decent lap time to get me into Q2, and I'm still holding on to the hope. It was a bit like the Red Bull Rookies Championship where I got a lot of rain on the qualifying sessions, but the race was always dry, but you do not know what's going to happen. So I'm going to just try my best. I've got to hit a 1:59 something. That should get me into the next session. I think the fastest time was a 1:59.4 or something like that. So I'm hoping that's something that I can do. But I've spent a lot of time trying to set the bike up. I'm finding out of the corner exits, I'm struggling to put enough power down and accelerate as fast as the AI. I mean, some of them are struggling. I am seeing the AI crash and struggle to accelerate, and they're moving all over the place, a bit like that. But I'm hoping that I will get a little bit better as we go on. But like I said, you don't know. We could have a drive race, and again, wow. I'm just not sure how I'm staying on, but give it a bit of slipstream here. Let's try and start braking. Slow it down, get it turned in, and oh, not again! What the hell? Got momentum round this turn, hold it nicely, and again over the curb. Keep it going, nicely done. Oh, this is going to be the fastest lap that I've done so far. If we can just nail this last corner, which, like I said, is always a pain for me. And I've got in there really deep. Wow, don't lose it. Oh, that was close. Right to the line. What sort of time are we going to get here? And 1:59.5. Oh, that should be fast enough. Oh, what a lap that was. What's our first lap time going to be in Q2? 2:03. So we're about a second off our fastest time we did in Q1. So let's see if we can just push it a little bit more on this lap. Oh, be careful. And I think the fastest time is going to be a low 1:59. So if we can get anywhere near that, we need to get second row of the grid to do our objective for our team. So that is what we've got to try and achieve. Right, hold it nice and steady around that turn and slowly open the throttle. And we're 0.2 off the time. And let's just try and hold it around that turn. See if we can't put the power down. Wow, again having a big moment on that corner. Right, so we're not going to get slipstream here, but can we get round this turn a bit quicker? And we got a really nice turn in on the last lap. Can we do that again? Just being careful that we don't accelerate too hard out that corner, and that was nicely done. And hopefully we can pick it up through this section. And again, that is not too bad. Up inside of this rider, nope, just couldn't carry the speed. Let's just try and hold it. And again, just being a little bit too impatient on the throttle. And again, this rider's getting in my way. I'm going to end up kicking him off in a minute. And we're behind on the time. We're going to have to go on another lap. But as the laps tick on, the tyre wear goes down, and I'm getting more frustrated. Out of the bloody way! Wow! I'm going to get chucked off in a minute. And final corner. Come on, if we can just at least find half a second here, then we're going to have half a chance of improving our lap time. And that was okay. Is this going to be quicker than our previous lap? And I don't think it is. Oh, it's actually slower. We're going to have to go again. That is the worst qualifying session I've had so far in this career, and we're going to start 10th on the grid. Now, if we actually had our Q1 time, we would have started front row. That is the most frustrating thing about this, and starting from 10th, this race is going to be even more difficult. So let's get straight into it.
Welcome to the Jerez de la Frontera circuit. Just a few more minutes before the Moto3 race at the Spanish Grand Prix finally begins. The rain has been falling relentlessly for a few hours now, but track conditions are good anyway, and the start of the race isn't at risk. From the starting grid where everything seems ready. It's always difficult to predict the results of a Moto3 race, but the riders we're seeing right now... Just a few moments to go until the start of the Spanish Grand Prix. These riders know it will be vitally important to take the first curve perfectly.
Right, so here we go with round 4 of this Moto3 career in Spain around the Jerez circuit in wet conditions. This is not going to be easy. It's absolutely pissing down, and it's all go. Let's try and get a good start, and almost got chucked off straight away. That is not what I wanted. Right, let's go on the outside. Can we take a few places in that first turn, which is going to be very difficult. We started 10th on the grid. If we can take a couple of places in this first corner, that would be fantastic, but we didn't. We've actually gained 1 place, 2 places into this next right-hander, and we've just been bumped from behind. That's going to send us right deep into the corner, but managed to stay on as the wheel goes up. And this hasn't been the great start, but we're still in P10. Can we get through the middle of these two? Just trying to hold it nice and tight, and we just got to try and stay on the bike. And all the other riders are getting away already, and we don't have the pace in these conditions, so this isn't going to be easy. But this is a 6-lap race. Hopefully we can stay strong and finish in one piece. That's not too bad round that turn. Can we gain a little bit of slipstream as we are just getting away from the bikes behind us, but not being left behind by the group in front of us? Let's just try and latch onto him. So we're up to P8. That's still an improvement where we started. First corner, and loads of them really struggled in that corner as well. And we've just got to be aware of that the AI are going to struggle. It's still raining very heavily, and the conditions aren't that great, so there may be some mistakes in front of us. Right, let's just get in behind this group. If we can latch onto these guys, we might be able to take a few more places, and any place that we take, and look at them, can you see that? Even the AI are struggling to put the power down, so it's not just me. And hopefully we will see some accidents. Just taking a little bit gentle through there. And again, be careful through that corner. And we've just overshot the corner a little bit. Oh, just got away with that, but we've lost a little bit of ground on P7. Let's just try and hold it nice and tight around these next couple of corners. And if we could latch onto P7 going into this straight, we might be able to gain on them into the second lap. But let's see how they take this final corner, which is going to be very, very difficult. Just try and take it nice and gentle. That wasn't too bad. And I think we're going to be a little bit too far away for Slipstream. No, actually, we might not be. And we're starting to gain on P7. Just go in the inside, and we've managed to take a place, and we're up to P7. Right, let's try and take this first corner nicely and try and slowly accelerate. And if we can just gain on the group in front on this lap, we might have a chance. But I think we've got one rider that's starting to run away with it. I'm not sure who that is. Hopefully it isn't our rival in this championship, Booth Amos. I don't know where he is. I think last time I saw the overtakes, he was in third. So hopefully we can gain on him, but it's not going to be easy. And it's not too bad around that corner. Again, the AI is struggling to really put the power down around that turn, and that is slowing them down as well. Right, we're managing to get a little bit of slipstream here. Right, let's try and be good on the brakes around this turn. Right, slow it down. There's got a couple of riders going around the corner at the same time. Are they going to make contact? No, but they did take a better line than I did. I went a little bit wide, but we managed to just take enough speed through there. Right, so let's see if we can gain on P6 here, and we could take 2 if we can just have a good couple of corners. And that wasn't the greatest. See, and again, look at Fanati. He's really struggling. And let's just try and hold around this corner. It's okay. Right, let's try not to overshot this one. Let's get a bit tighter in this time. Oh, we've improved. That was nicely done. And we really haven't gained that much, but at least if we can stay behind him when we come to the straight, that's where we've got to make our move to take places. I would love to finish on the podium, but at this moment in time I just can't see it. But we're going to take a little bit of a wider line. They've gone a little bit closer to the inside there, and we've gone really deep into that corner. But as long as I stay on the pike, I'm not going to complain. Right, that is a lap 2 out the way, and we've managed to get some decent slipstream, and that is our fastest lap so far, 2 minutes 0.4. That's not really winning pace, but I will take it. And we've gone and overshot that first corner, just trying to not brake too hard, because I know how many times I came off. It's the lack of confidence I had in the qualifying session that is really making this race difficult. And again, just having a warning sign. Wow, that was a bit of a coming together. Luckily we both stayed on, and I've managed to hold the position. And again, oh, for God's sake, this is horrendous. It really is. Right, let's be careful around this turn. We're in P6. Can we latch on to P5? Just trying to go as fast as I can around that turn, and we've just lost a bit of distance on P5. So we're going to need to try and take that back if we can through this turn. How are they going to take that corner? And quite a few of them have gone deep. That is a bonus for us. That gives us the opportunity just to close in a little bit. The gap isn't that much. I think looking at the distance between us all, there's always a chance to take a couple of places, and there's still enough time in this race. We're only halfway through, so there is still time to take at least 2, maybe 3 places. We could get on the podium if we can finish this race strong and stay on the bike. And again, just trying to take as much through those corners as I can. That's not too bad. I'm scrapping a bit more curb than I would have liked. And again, nicely through that turn. This is where we seem to have a bit of pace. Sector 4 is okay for us. It's just Sector 3 where we seem to drop a lot of time. Right, let's see if we can get a good last corner in. And I just could not. I was going to apply the brakes a bit more then I sort of backed off just to be careful. Right, is this going to be a much faster lap? So, oh, it's Della Porta that's at the front, and he's just done a 1:59, and our last lap was actually slower, so we're about a second off the pace. So, and I think Della Porta is actually pulling away, so I can't see anyone catching him. again, just got into there a little bit too fast. But I'm trying to be consistent, and that's all you can do. I knew I didn't have the pace in the qualifying session, and although I did put it off a decent lap in Q1, it was just a one-off. I wasn't doing it consistently, not in these conditions. And this is a learning curve. So when we get these sort of conditions, when we're on the more powerful bikes, it is going to pose an problem. And we've just managed to take another rider in that corner. That was a bit of a surprise. And we're up to P5. And we're not far away from P4, P3 and P2. Oh, I just think if we could actually recover from 10th on the grid and get a second place finish, how amazing would that be? But I'm going to have to push it a little bit harder. Let's just see if we can hold it a little bit tight. I've got a little bit wide in that turn. Need to focus. I mean, sometimes when I do these races and I commentate live while I'm racing, it does sort of take a little bit out of my concentration, but I enjoy doing it this way, and then you get exactly how I react when I'm playing the game. And I'm going to have to do this in the live stream at some point. I will try and do that very soon, guys. Just trying to take as much through this corner, and again can we go around the outside and just on the brakes. Let's be careful, get nice and tight in. These three are quite close together, and Binder's up there as well, and that was an awesome corner, and we're up to P4 coming into lap 5. We are so close to a podium finish here, and that was our fastest lap so far, so we are starting to improve. That is awesome. Right, don't ruin it on this corner, and I think the guy behind us is not going to let us take that position that easy, and Garcia seems to be doing really well in these conditions as well. So if we can just latch onto Binder, get close to Garcia, which is doing really well in the championship as well. So it's another one that we want to finish ahead of if we can. And we're running out of laps. We've got about a lap and a half to go. Let's see if we just be careful. We were really smooth around this corner last time. Binder's struggling. Yes, Binder struggled on that corner, and we should be able to take him here. Oh, fantastic. We are in a podium position now on lap 5. This is absolutely unreal. That's to see if we can hold it. Oh, Binder's going to come around the inside. Is he going to retake the position? No, I didn't give him the opportunity. And now we're in behind Garcia. Let's just see if we can just push it. And try and get closer. Just take it nice and gentle. No need to push it. We know we can probably get a bit of slipstream on the straight going into the final lap. Just need to try and keep the speed up that we've had so far. I mean, we're still about half a second off the fastest lap time, but half a second is not a lot considering how bad I was in the qualifying session consistently. And it's not too bad around that corner. This is where we've got to try and make up the time. We need to finish ahead of Garcia, but we'll still be in a good position hopefully in the championship, even if we were to finish 3rd. That would still be a fantastic result from 10th on the grid, and that wasn't a bad corner either. Just trying to accelerate as hard, and I don't think we're going to gain enough slipstream. And that was a really slow lap actually. That wasn't that great. That was almost a second slower. So I don't know whether that is down to tyre wear as well, because we are starting to lose a little bit of grip. As you can see, the tyres are really chewed up, and we're starting to really struggle in the turns, and Garcia's struggling. Oh, if I come off now, I think I'm going to cry. I'm absolutely going to cry, because I've battled so hard to get in this position. This hasn't been an easy race by any stretch of the imagination. This is the hardest race we've had in this career. And just trying to hold it. I'm just praying in the next round when we go to France we don't get rain round the Le Mans circuit, because that is another circuit which isn't going to be easy in these conditions. Right, we're starting to pick up some speed here. It's do or die. Can we take him in these corners? And that is a really good line by Garcia. That was almost perfect. That's the sort of line I would have liked to be on, and he's just maintaining his gap between us, and he's not going to want to give it away second. But look at Della Porta, is just disappeared in the distance. It just shows you Once you get up to 115% AI level, they just absolutely disappear in the distance if they get the opportunity. And you really have to spend the first couple of laps really setting some decent pace, because once you let them get away, it's just near impossible to catch them up. Right, just try and hold it as much as can through these next couple of corners. I think it's going to go down to the final corner, and I'm really starting to lose grip here. That rear tyre is literally absolutely worn to bits. Right, final corner, don't chuck it away now, Gooner. Hold it, and slowly. No, just not enough. Not enough, and Lorenzo Della Porta wins, and Garcia second, and we take third. And do you know what? I'm happy with that. It was an awful qualifying session. It was my own fault for crashing so much, and I could have started third on the grid, which I could have competed for the win, but we took third. That is still an awesome result. Right, let's have a look at the rider standings, and we're sitting top on 86 points, but 10 points behind us is Garcia. He has closed the gap, and it's starting to hot up now. I think now if we get weather conditions like that, we're going to have to practice a little bit more, because I was nowhere near the pace consistently of the AI on this level, and it's going to be a problem. If we get wet conditions maybe 4 or 5 times in this career, we might not win the championship. We're going to have to get better in the wet. But this is a positive thing, because the AI have never been good in the wet. Now they compete with you, and we're going to have to up our level. But what an episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, share the video, and try and help me push my channel forward to 10,000 subscribers. That would be absolutely amazing. I do appreciate every single person that watches the video, likes it, and comments. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next episode, where we head to France and the Le Mans circuit. See you soon.